Okay, so this is part two on how to use AI to help you optimize your business model so that you can increase your revenue without increasing your stress, without draining your life force, and without crushing your team. Now, this is part two of the video that is prior to this one. So, in the video prior to this one, we went over the 10 components of your business model that you needed to understand before bringing in AI to help you optimize that business model. Okay. We talked about those 10 components. I told you to gather that information. Make sure that the information for each of the 10 components was on its own document. So you should have 10 different documents. And so today we are working with the first component of your business model. And we're going to use ChatGPT as an example of using AI to help you optimize that one component of your business model. So if you have not watched the video prior to this one, then you want to go and watch that video so that you can participate and so that you can understand what's going on. Okay. So let's get started. First things first, I had to let ChatGPT know that I am giving it information for a fictitious business because I'm running a demo. And so I don't want you to take any of that information and commit it to your memory and start to confuse that with the information about our business because I utilize this environment a lot. So that's why you see this first prompt. So that is not for you. That was basically just for me. Okay. So this is the actual first prompt that you're going to start with, which is I'm about to give you some information on the consulting company. Now, the consulting company is the name of the fictitious company that I made up for this demo. You will insert your own company name. Okay. The information is about revenue architecture, which is one of those 10 components we talked about in the previous video. What I need you to do is to identify and reconstruct the money engine so that the revenue engine makes more money with fewer moving parts. The way we're going to do this is I'm going to upload the document for the revenue architecture first. Then I'm going to give you a series of questions to walk through reconstructing the money engine before I upload the document. Do you understand what it is that I'm asking you to do? Now, I always check for understanding. I check for understanding when I'm working with my human team. And so it only makes sense for me to check for understanding when I'm working with artificial intelligence. And so it's giving me a summary of what it understands my instructions are. I agree with the summary. And so I'm going to move on with the second prompt. So here is the document. I want you to read it, ingest it, analyze the data. And once you've done that, you don't have to give me a summary of what you understand. Just simply let me know that you are ready for the first step in reconstructing the money engine together. And so I give it this prompt and I gave it the document with the information for the money engine, which is basically the way that the business is bringing in money. Okay. Now, the reason why I told it that it did not have to give me a summary of what it understood is because lately, what I have found with ChatGPT is that the longer you go on in conversation, the more likely you are for ChatGPT to kind of get a little bit stupid, right? It will forget what you're talking about. It'll start making up things. And a lot of people get frustrated by that. But the reality is, if you use AI as an extension of your own intelligence, then it makes it a little bit easier to deal with those kinds of things. And so, because I understand that, my goal is to have it use as few tokens as possible, getting ready to do the work, so that it's using most of that bandwidth to actually do the work. Okay, that's a principle that you can keep for when you're actually hiring people, but that's a completely different conversation, right? So I said, listen, don't tell me that you understand. Just let me know that you're ready for the first step. So it's ingested the information. So now we are going to go and give it the third prompt. I'm going to paste the third prompt here. Okay. The first thing I want you to do is analyze all of the offers for the fictitious consulting company based on the document that I gave you. I want you to analyze all of the offers, the pricing, the margins, the demand patterns, and the founder involvement. Only use the information that I gave you in the revenue architecture document. And so now what it's doing is it's giving me an offer by offer analysis of each of the offers that I have in this document. Now, there's a lot of information in this revenue architecture document. We talked about some of the core pieces that you needed in the previous video, but just understand that I gave you some of the core components, but I didn't give you all because we would have been on that video all day long. Okay, but just know that this is a pretty detailed document here. Okay, so it's giving me an offer by offer analysis. So this is each of the offers that is inside that document. So all of the offers for the fictitious company. It's giving me macro level patterns, right? So it's telling me that the business is over indexed on founder labor. So it's highly dependent upon the founder based on the offerings. Okay. It's telling me what its most scalable offer is. It's telling me here revenue concentration is risky. 45% of the annual revenue comes from one hyper founder dependent offer, which is the blueprint intensive. Okay. So again, remember the whole purpose of this is to be able to increase your revenue without increasing the stress, without draining your life force, and without crushing your team. Okay. So it's also giving me the weakest offer, which is the certification. It says it consumes a lot of time without a lot of real return. And it's telling me the accelerator has the best mix of scalability and margin. Okay, so now it's ready for the next step. So it took that information and gave me the breakdown. All right, so now we're going to go with the next prompt. I'm going to copy it and paste it here. So that's really awesome. Now what I want you to do is I want you to surface for me from the document that I have given you. You'll notice that I will repeat that often. Which offers produce the highest return with the lowest labor? Only use the information from the document I provided you with. You'll see me repeat that a lot in my prompts, only because it's important to keep the AI model that you are working with on track. So I want to make sure that it's only using the information from the revenue architecture document that I gave it and not making up any additional information. And so now it's breaking it down and saying, okay, highest return, lowest effort offers. So the templates and the operations accelerator. Okay. So it says these two are the best, the highest return, lowest effort. Offers that do not fit the systems blueprint intensive, the monthly systems retainer, and the certification. So it's telling me they don't fit. It's telling me why they don't fit. And it's giving me its final assessment, right? Okay. So now we have a breakdown of all of our offers. We also have an understanding of our highest return and lowest effort offers. And so now we're going to move on to the next prompt. I'm going to copy that in here. Okay. Thank you so much for that. I always say please and thank you. I really appreciate your help with all of this. I also add that when I'm working with the AI. The next step I want you to do is to look at the low margin offers based on the document I gave you. Let me know which offers should absolutely be retired and let me know which offers could be redesigned. These are going to be the low margin, high labor offers. Look at those and let me know what can be redesigned and what should absolutely be retired. Okay. And so now it's giving me a breakdown. So it's telling me that this is the offer right here. This one right here, the certification. It says get rid of it immediately. Okay. Now, in the previous video, one of the things that I talked about was that you can have an offer that's bringing in money. It's bringing in money. People are buying it. It doesn't mean that just because it's bringing in money that it's not dragging down your profit. So as you can see, the certification offer E has a 70% profit margin. But here's the issue, okay? It says that the founder involvement is high based on the document. It's only selling 2 to 3 per launch, so it's got weak demand. It's only a total of less than 1% of the revenue. It doesn't support or feed any of the other offers. It's hybrid, high touch. And so it's giving me a breakdown here of why we should get rid of this offer. Sometimes when you create an offer, you're so very close to it that you can't see that even though the offer is making you money, it's actually draining your profit. So this is a great way to have a very objective look at what it is that you're offering, a very objective, non-emotional look at what it is that you're offering so that you can optimize this part of your business model. Now, it's saying here with the monthly systems retainer, we can redesign this, but don't retire it yet, right? And so it's telling us why. It's the lowest margin in the company, but evidently it's scalable on some level, right? It's able to be redesigned. So it's saying, hey, redesign this, don't retire it. And on the blueprint intensive, saying, okay, so the margins are 78%. The demand it's got the highest demand of all of the offers in the offer suite. Founder involvement here is pretty high, and it's 45% of the entire business. Now, it says this offer is high labor, but not low margin. So we shouldn't retire it because the revenue is too strong, but we should redesign it from a capacity standpoint. Okay. So we want to redesign this one to reduce the founder involvement not because it's underperforming, right? So this is one of those offers where it's got high profit margins, it's got high demand, it's huge in terms of what it contributes to the overall revenue of the company, and it's very highly dependent on the founder. So it says, don't get rid of this one, right? This is a really, really profitable offer, but you want to be able to redesign this so that it is not heavily dependent upon the founder. So here's the final answer. It does not like the certification. It says get rid of it, high labor, low demand, low ROI, and it doesn't connect to any of the other offers. This is another really good a reason for using this, because as a founder CEO, you can create so many different offers, and some of the offers may make money, but they may not necessarily connect to each other. And the offers being able to connect to each other is really important when you start looking at long-term customer retention, which is another component of your business model, not the one that we're working with today, but it is a huge component of your business model. Okay. So now we're going to go with the next prompt. Here. The systems retainer, let's see, we're going to adjust this, and the systems blueprint intensive. Okay, so here's what I want you to do for me. I want you to redesign and restructure my monthly systems retainer and the systems blueprint intensive. And let me come back here. When you do this, I want you to show me the difference between what it is that we're doing now and what it is that we're doing after you reconstruct it. So I want you to show me both sides and tell me why you have structured and redesigned it. Why the way that you have structured and redesigned it will increase our profits without increasing the stress and the workload of myself and my team. Okay. So now it's literally redesigning the offer for me. So this is what the offer looked like before, and this is what the offer looks like now. So it maps out a new delivery structure. So it added the audit. So it's literally restructured this entire offer. And it's giving me its reasoning here. This is the reason why it increases profits without stress. This is the monthly systems retainer. This is what it looks like before, and this is what it looks like after. Okay, it's giving me its logic here. It's giving me a before and after summary. So this is what it looks like now. This is what it looks like after. This is how it impacts our profit. And this is how it impacts the stress factor. Okay. And this is how it impacts the overall money engine. Okay. Now I want to insert something here really quickly. So first things first. These are prompts that I wrote myself. So these are not prompts that came from ChatGPT. Okay. Now, the reason why these prompts are effective is because of the information that I gave it in this document. Okay. So we talked about this in the previous video where everyone wants to talk about prompts. Give me the best prompts. Give me the best prompts. Give me the best prompts. What's the best prompt for this? What's the best prompt for that? When the reality is, prompt engineering is a communication skill, not a technical skill. So when someone is coming to you and they're saying, I have this 500 prompt pack that helped me make $300,000, what they're not showing you on the back end is the reason why those prompts were so effective for them is because of the information that they gave to the AI model to be able to, so for those prompts to be able to work with. Okay. So that's the reason why these documents, those 10 components we talked about in the previous video, where I said they needed to be 10 different documents. That's the reason why that information is so important, because that's why these prompts are effective. Does that make sense? Okay. So now we're going to go on to the next one. Now, the interesting thing here is sometimes it's not doing it now, but sometimes ChatGPT will give you ideas and it's really easy to go down that rabbit hole. So it's just really important that you stick with the task at hand. And if there's any ideas that ChatGPT came up with earlier in the conversation, once you get to the very end of the task, you can go back and pull some of those ideas and have ChatGPT flesh those out. Okay. So we're going to go on with the next prompt here. Based on all the information that you have from the conversation we're having right now, I would like you to propose some pricing adjustments without increasing the delivery. So now it's giving us ideas on how we can adjust our pricing. So one of the things that we talked about in the previous video was that sometimes it's always good to get new clients. Yes, it's always good to get new clients. It's the lifeline of your business. I get it. We want to always be getting new clients as long as we have the capacity to serve them with excellence. And sometimes the reason why your revenue is capped is not necessarily because you don't have enough clients or you're not getting enough clients. Sometimes it's because you're not pricing your services so that your business is bringing in enough money per client. And so now it's giving us some price recommendations. So the system blueprint from 4,500 to 6 or 7.5K. And it's doing that with all of these. Okay. Now, here, the certification recommendations: retire, no price adjustment needed. It's like, get rid of it. We don't want it. Okay. It's basically telling you here, raising the price will not fix the lack of demand. And so it put it here in a nice little table. And it's breaking down the delivery impact, the proposed price. And again, the certification here, it's like, get rid of it. I don't like it. I don't want it. So here it's telling you, okay, if you follow this, based on what the numbers look like now, based on on where the business is now, this fictitious business, right? We've got the potential for a 250K to 400K increase in annual revenue without additional labor and with less founder involvement due to the redesigns. Okay. So again, this is here where it's giving me an idea. We can come back and work on this if that's something that you want to flesh out. In the meantime, for now, we want to remain on task. So now we are going to go on to the next prompt. I'm going to copy this and I'm going to paste it. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to create for me an optimized, cleaner offer suite that increases the revenue without adding more hours. As you do this, I want you to use the information from the document that I gave you, as well as the information that you have learned from this conversation that we are having right now. Remove the certification because that is not a part of the new offer suite, and create a new offer so that we can elevate that with our new revenue engine. Okay. Now, in your situation, let me go back up here to this other prompt as well. So in this prompt, I did this when I said, our monthly systems retainer, our systems blueprint intensive. So I added this information into the prompt based on the offerings that we have here. So for you, when you utilize this prompt, obviously you're going to use your own offers. And so the same thing is happening here where I said remove the certification. Well, if you don't have the certification, or if the certification is not the problem in your offer suite, you're going to have it remove whatever the problem is before it generates your new offer suite. So here we go. We've got a brand new offer suite. It's created a 3-tiered system for high revenue, no low labor consulting company. So now we have tier 1, we have tier 2, we have tier 3. Okay, this is the complete cleaned up offer suite here. It's giving me its logic as to why this increases revenue without adding additional hours. Okay, we've got a new revenue engine that is simple and scalable. So we have an entry engine, we have a cash engine, and we have a wealth engine. Okay, so these are our final results. Okay, and so now I'm going to give you this one. This one is a much longer prompt. I'm going to go ahead and drop this in here now. And then I'll read this. Now that you've done all this, I want you to redesign my entire revenue architecture into a brand new money engine. Here are the components you will need to include in this output. And so it's got all of this information here. And I want you to use the structure that is similar to the format in the document that I gave you at the beginning of this conversation. Now, because this is a brand new revenue architecture, you may have to estimate some of those numbers, such as customer lifetime value. If you need to make any estimates, make sure that they are realistic and based on the new revenue architecture we have created here. Okay. And so now we've got our brand new money engine, our new revenue architecture for this fictitious company. Okay. So we've got our current offers here in our new offer suite. We've got the revenue breakdown. We've got founder dependency levels. We've got delivery models. Okay. No daily deliveries, no high touch founder obligations, no unlimited scope retainers. What sells versus what drains. Okay. So it's telling us, this is what we're doing. This is what has been removed. These are the ups. This is an upsell, cross-sell expansion path. Customer lifetime value, obviously estimated, right? Okay. And this is a summary of the brand new money engine, why this engine is superior to the one that we had previous to this one. Okay. Now, again, this is AI. So you are going to take this information, you're going to review it yourself or have somebody on your team review it, because there are nuances in working with humans that AI may not necessarily be able to pick up on. However, this has done a lot of that work for you. So when it comes to that first component of your business model, which is your revenue engine, it's reconstructed and redesigned your revenue engine to help you increase revenue and decrease the amount of founder load and to decrease the amount of stress that you and your team are under. Okay. So this is how this works. Again, you have the prompts here, but again, I want to be clear. The reason why the prompts work is because of the information that I gave it. The reason why the prompts work is because of the information that I gave it. So if you want to use AI in your business to help you scale your business, to help you make more money, all of those things, it's really important that you have your data. It's really important that you have your information together. And I know that that's something that can be time consuming, which is why you can book a call with me. Book a call with Mrs. Jones. Book that 15-minute CEO clarity call and let's see if we are a good fit, because we can go ahead and gather all of this information for you and put it together in a way that makes sense. And there's several ways that we could do this together, right? We could work with your team to optimize your business model. We could gather all of the data and we could do the business model optimization for all on our own. We could even create AI assistants that help you work through this information so that anytime you need to go in and optimize your business model, look at your offer suite, change an offer, look at your deliveries, all of those different kinds of things, you can go to that AI assistant at any time and get outputs that are similar or better than this. So several different ways that we can do this. And if that is something that you are interested in, I want you to find the link. It'll be somewhere, probably somewhere in the comments or in the what is it, in the captions or whatnot, and book that 15-minute CEO call. In the meantime, if you have any questions, drop those in the chat. Now, I don't have a prompt pack for this or anything like that because I'm just not in the I'm not in the business of creating offers and products and things that people don't want to buy. So if you want to have the prompts for this one as well as the prompts that I have for all 10 of those components so that you can optimize your entire business model on your own, if you've got the team to be able to do that, then let me know and I'll put something together for you and drop it here. Otherwise, book that 15-minute CEO call because I know that this is something that could be time consuming and we can get started. I will see you in the next video. Bye.